What's going on, guys? Tony Montgomery here from TM Nutrition. Just got done doing my first nutrition seminar at Max Aida's gym located in Oakland, California. Had a really good time. Definitely a lot of people showed up that I wasn't expecting, so it was a very humbling experience, and they were very engaged and very energetic, so it was awesome. Hopefully I'll get to do more. So if anybody wants a seminar or anything with nutrition or strength training or programming or anything like that, feel free to hit me up at tmnutrition85@gmail.com. Here today in my house on October 4th, brought to you by my kitchen. This is the first week of tapering. Hit a really hard overreaching phase, and just kind of want to explain to you guys the philosophy and the principles behind that. Went into it June 6th, competed at 242 in Vacaville, and from there I made a conscious decision to drop down in weight and get as lean as possible. And through that journey I managed to get down to about 218, 220 within that time frame. As I was cutting, I was doing a lot of volume, got my squats up to 3 times a week, got my benches up to 3 times a week. I feel like as you're cutting and as you're trying to go down a weight class, the best way to maintain as much size and muscle mass as possible is to incorporate a lot of volume. But don't get fooled into thinking that you have to continue this volume all the way up to the meet. You want to overreach to a certain extent depending on how much weight you're cutting. I got down to about 226, 225, and I was at a good point. My strength was high, I was hitting PRs, so I decided might as well try to give this 198 thing a go, as I was about 10 weeks out. So really put forth a lot of effort down to a really good weight. So I figured once I hit a good solid weight, I'll start my tapering phase. Typically I taper about 3 weeks out. But this time, as the overreaching phase was extended due to some circumstances, I wasn't able to compete on August 2nd like I was planning on doing. So I had to continue my overreaching phase. So really overreached this time, really hit up a lot of volume, training super hard, never took a week off, don't deload. Just training up exercises, changing up exercises, and different variations like that to create kind of a deload effect. So just hit everything really hard, and I actually started my tapering at 6 weeks out instead of 3, just so I can really overcompensate for that overreaching phase and the weight loss. So I was getting a little discouraged as I was hitting PRs. 2 weeks ago I started to really lose some strength or lose my base with my leverages. So just a word of advice, if you guys are cutting weight or dropping weight classes, don't be afraid, even close to a meet, to kind of change things up a little bit, because you have different leverages, so you have to do different things. Yesterday I did some deadlifts, and me and Jesse noticed that I wasn't getting a lot of leg drive off of them, because at 240 I was able to go a little bit wider. I had more junk to sit down on. Now that I'm lean, jacked, and tan, I had to bring my feet in more so I can get more leg drive, so I can kind of treat it more like a squat, so to speak. And once I did that, man, it felt really good. Got some good leg drive. With the bench press, definitely had to switch some things up. Typically I was trying to speed everything up, and realizing that I don't have as much cushion there anymore. I don't have the power belly. I decided that I needed to kind of slow it down, be in a little more control, and not let it sink in. This has helped a lot as I was struggling with bench press, but this week I hit 425 for 2 doubles and 435 for 2 pretty easy singles. So at 198, plan on doing like maybe 465, 470, which is not bad for a 198. Doing a lot of slingshot work, as that's helping keep my shoulders healthy and keeping me able to overload and overreach a little bit more without having to accumulate too much volume to get the same training effect. So trying to handle as much weight as possible with the slingshot once a week. And then with squats, I mean, that was pretty much the same, just learning how to use my belly that I don't have anymore, and getting really tight and being more upright, and really staying more focused and reticent on upper back tightness, and just letting my legs do the work. A lot of times I'd get to the hole and forget about back tightness and just think, gotta push through the ground, and I would just roll over. So just working on technique has really helped that progress a lot. So I have some pretty good goals in mind for this meet at 198. Never done a big cut. So it's definitely going to be a great learning experience. And that's kind of what I'm treating it as, because as I progress throughout my powerlifting career and I want to be the best, you got to learn how to cut big weight. So all these guys that talk crap about cutting weight and not doing it and blah blah blah, that's just stupid. That's just their ignorance, because they can't figure it out and they can't do it themselves and they're not strong enough to cut weight. It just takes a lot of practice, like everything else. You don't learn how to squat the first day you walk into the gym. You're not going to learn how to cut big weight the first time you do it. With that being said, that's why I hired somebody, and I have Jesse Burdick to help me out, and hopefully everything goes well and my body adapts to it, and I'm able to perform well. If not, I'll learn from it and I'll do it again, and I'll get better and better every time. So for all you guys that talk crap about cutting weight, keep being crappy, keep being fat, and keep being in your upper weight class, lifting little girl weight, and I'll keep trying to cut and eventually be one of the best in the business. So keep doing what you're doing, and that kind of brings me to my next point. Try not to be negative a lot, but you see on Facebook, a lot of people post stuff that really have no business posting stuff. They just created such a following on Facebook that they feel that they can just say whatever they want, and it is what it is. And just be careful out there for young powerlifters, that you don't get enamored by these guys on Facebook that post all the time and just post obnoxious stuff. Look at what they've done, look at who they've trained, and if they haven't done anything, if they're not even good at their own sport, then kind of take what they say and just laugh at it. That's what I do. Because if you follow them and you get excited, you'll be extremely disappointed when you realize how fake and how fraudulent they are. So don't fall in love with these guys that are on Facebook that are they can recite a bunch of stuff that they've read through the literature, and they can do all this other stuff, but unless they've actually applied it to themselves and have got the experience themselves and have applied it to other people, then they're just running their mouth and talking about what they read. Science without application is just a bunch of words on paper. Everybody says you can only eat X amount of protein. Tell me one guy on the bodybuilding stage at Mr. Olympia that was eating 1 gram of protein per pound, and I'll start doing it. Until then, I'll get my protein in, try to get big, try to do what these guys do, and just not be one of the sheep in the herd. Be my own outlier, be my own guy, and hopefully I can bring you guys good advice as the meet continues on. I'll do one again next week, kind of let you guys know where I'm at, and hopefully everything goes well. November 8th, backyard meet of the century, powered by the Slingshot. Thanks to Mark Bell and for sponsoring me, giving me a great opportunity, and thanks to Game Plan for also sponsoring me and providing me with the supplements that I need. And big thanks to Jesse Burdick for everything that he's done for me. Came there, he didn't even know who I was, and he's really gone out of his way to make me feel at home and make me feel welcome. So I appreciate everything you guys do for me. It's definitely not pushed to the side. It's really, really humbling experience to be able to work with you guys. So thanks for everything. Until next week, see you.